Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Regin here. This is the third time I'm fucking recording this video. I've been trying to tell this story. That's what I'm doing today. I'm telling a fucking story. And the first time I did it took like half an hour. I just recorded again, took like 20 minutes. So this is the super fucking fast version. I'm gonna blitz right through this. So let's get this shit started. Okay, so this story is about a girl that I knew in middle school is when I met her. That's not the important part. I kind of just knew she was there in middle school. I first started talking to her in freshman year of high school. That isn't really important to this story either, but that was it's like kind of a factor. So some shit happened in middle school. Fuck me. Shit happened in freshman year, and basically we weren't on the greatest terms after that. Uh, but a couple years passed, sophomore, junior year passed, and we didn't talk so much. So our relationship kind of just got a little bit better as friends, and so that's where we're at. That's where we begin the main part of the story. So we're over at my friend's house. We're at kind of a big friend get together, like a bunch of our friends were there, and we started playing Cards vs Humanity because that's what you do when you don't have drugs or alcohol. We were at his parents' house, so we were just playing Cards vs Humanity. And I fucking hate Cards vs Humanity because I'm a fucking introvert and I don't like reading out the cards or really making combinations. It's just weird. Anyways, basically what happened is she said, "Do you want to play on a team with me for Cards vs Humanity?" And I was like, "What the fuck? A team? Okay, sure, whatever." So we played on a team, and basically she got really close that night. While we were playing, like we were laughing together, kind of not really cuddling up together, but she was getting really close, and I was completely oblivious to what was happening. But that's what happened that night. So that kind of sparked a spark for the flame that's gonna happen later. Okay, and so that happened. A couple days passed. She asked to hang out, and we did. We hung out with her and my good friend, who is also her best friend. Her name's Danelle. Might as well tell you her name's Danelle. So we went and got sushi. All things ended up well. We ended up hanging out that night, all three of us, and then Danelle had to leave a little early. So my other friend stayed for like 20 minutes, and we got a little closer that night. Once again, not a super important part of the story, but after that, basically she texted me again. She's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "What?" I didn't expect her to want to hang out again, but she clearly just wants to hang out with me. So we just hung out alone, watched like a movie at my house or whatever. Long story short, we ended up hooking up. A couple days we did, or like a couple times, I guess. And so that happened, and basically after that, we skip a few days now. We haven't hung out in a few days. Things were kind of got a little bit weird, but basically we didn't hang out for a few days, and I was having this party at my house. Not really a party, just another like friend get together thing. Which doesn't happen often. I usually don't have parties at my parents' house. This was obviously before I moved out. But anyways, there were like two friend groups coming to this party. Now Sabrina was part of the second friend group, but she got there kind of first because of what we had been doing. And so she got there like pretty much before anyone else. And then shortly after her, my friend group, let's just call it Pepper's friend group, showed up, and they were all there. So it was a bunch of us friends hanging out, and it was cool. But we were waiting for the others to get here, our second friend group, and let's just call that friend group Cody's friend group. So basically, we were like, fuck it, we're getting kind of bored. Let's go get a pizza, and by the time we get back, Cody's friend group will be here. So we're leaving to go get the pizza, walking out my front door. All of us are going. The girl, Pepper's friend group, all of us. We're gonna hop in Pepper's car, and as we're walking out, Cody and his friend group gets to the house, and basically he just walks in. Somehow the girl apparently, allegedly, didn't know that they had gotten there. I don't know how, but I guess she didn't know that. And the girl and everybody else is getting in Pepper's car, and we're about to drive off. Now, this is where our secondary antagonist comes into play. There's this guy who she's been hanging out with while me and her weren't hanging out with across the street at this park that's by my house. And this dude is a total stoner. and his name is Seth. But everybody kind of likes him, but he's bad news for girls, especially ones that don't do drugs, or are just getting into doing drugs. But anyways, so she goes across the street to say hi to him. She's like, "Hey, can we stop, say hi to Seth real quick?" So everybody's like, "Oh yeah, whatever. We'll go say hi to Seth. We're all friends with him." And everybody does that. Get out of the car. Everybody kind of says hi for like a minute. Comes back in the car. She's taking her time. I think she in fact got into his car, and his other friends was in there too, which is interesting. And someone goes to get her, like, "Come on, let's fucking go." And uh, the person comes back, whoever went to go get her, and they're like, "Oh, she's just gonna stay here while we go get pizza." Now, this really pissed me off. This is where I kind of leaned back in my chair and I said, "What the fuck?" She was hanging out with me basically, and she had kind of blown me off the past few days to hang out with him, like even though she told me she was gonna hang out with me, and that really pissed me off. So basically, what I did as we were driving away, I texted Cody, who is in my house. I said, "Yo, go downstairs, lock the doors. This bitch isn't coming back in the party." So that happened, and he's like, "Okay, whatever you say. It's not. It's you're the one who made me do it." And he goes downstairs, locks my door, locks my front door, and my friend Sam, who is part of Cody's friend group, um, who is also good friends with Sabrina. Fuck. Well, that's her name. It doesn't fucking matter. I can tell you her name is Sabrina, the one that's hanging out with Seth right now. She texts Sabrina, and she's like, "Hey, you just got locked out of the party. Like, Regent, our good friend Regent, is pretty pissed at you. So, you're locked out of the party. I don't know what the deal is." And so she texts me. She's like, "Hey, am I really locked out of the party right now? Like, what the fuck happened?" So, anyways, I'm like, fuck. I kind of expected to confront her whenever I got back to my house, or just tell her to fuck off altogether. And we get back there, and she's all sad. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she apologized and shit. I'm like, "Ah, fuck. Okay. Well, I'm forgiving. I'm a benevolent person, so I'm like, hey, it's fine. If you admitted what you did wrong, so cool. You can come back in and we'll hang out." We all hung out, watched our movie and whatever. Everybody left. She was one of the last people to leave, and I thought we were all in good terms. Now, come the next day, me and Cody are getting up. He slept over, and we get up, go to IHOP. We're like, fuck it, let's go get some breakfast. Go to IHOP. I'm sitting there having a big ass plate of chicken fried steak. I was tired as fuck, but I was like, whatever, life's pretty good right now. And I hear from Cody. He says, "I just got a text from Sam." It's a screenshot of a text from Sabrina, where Sabrina is fucking going off on me to Sam. So basically, she was like, "Oh, who does he think he is? Locking me out of the house and doing all this shit just for going to say hi to Seth," which was not the situation at all, by the way. Okay. So what happened, I was like, oh, what the fuck? So I text her, and long story short, I had to text her for like 3 days straight, being like, what the fuck's the problem? And then she was all pissed off, but basically I got her to apologize in the end. Like, we both saw mostly eye to eye by the end of it. And in that time, while she was pissed off at me, she attempted to get all of our friends, all of my friends, all of her friends, to be super pissed off at me. This is what she tried to do. As it turned out, that backfired on her pretty badly. Because what I wasn't expecting, well, neither of us were expecting, I guess, all of our friends were on my side. I didn't tell them or anything. I was like, I guess, I mean, most of them knew because they were at my house and they saw it happen. So they kind of knew for themselves that she was just being a bitch that night, basically. Um, and it's a long story. I'll tell the rest of it kind of another time why this is such a problem. But basically, yeah, she lost most of her friends, like 80% of her friends in the next few days. And then before we eventually worked things out, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're okay now. And anyways, yeah, that was just really fucking satisfying. Basically, I got her to, see the error of her ways. Like, she is a fake ass bitch to say that she to apologize and feel really bad to get back into this party, and then basically just turn on me and all of our friends the next day and try to get them all on her side. So that completely backfired on her. but it all worked out in my favor. So that was definitely one of the most satisfying closure moments I've ever had. In fact, it's the most satisfying closure moment. It's the most closure I've ever gotten with a person, basically. So, anyways, this video is already stretching on longer than I wanted it to, but it's definitely shorter than the other ones. So, thanks for watching. If you like this story, please comment and tell me and like and all that shit. So, thank you. Please like and subscribe, and bye bye.